Hi, everybody. This is Sumedh from the class of 1995 at IIT, and we have with us today Munish Moudgil, who is currently the Secretary of Administrative Reforms in the government of Karnataka. And he was with us at IIT in the class of 1995. In fact, he was in my Hostel 8, Electrical Engineering. Hello, Munish. How are you doing?
Hi, birthday. Very fine and nice seeing you after a long time.
Great. Why don't we start with telling us a little bit about what you do today?
Yeah, to tell right after the IIT, I joined IAS, and presently I am based out of Bangalore and posted in Bangalore. In the government of Karnataka, I'm working. And as you have said, I am Secretary, Department of Administrative Reforms. However, at this point of time, since March 2020, I am the head of the state COVID war room. So looking after all the organizing coordination of the COVID related efforts of government of Karnataka. In that particularly, while the whole government is working, I am primarily looking after being the head of all the IT initiatives, correlating them, including from the private sector who come forward on behalf of government of Karnataka. In addition to that, all data management and so on and so forth. So presently, to put it simply, my focus is coordinating the efforts of the government and with the people for containment and control of COVID in Karnataka.
That's awesome. I mean, you've been in this somewhere in the government space for a long time, and we keep hearing about you through newspapers. That makes us really proud of all the projects you've been doing in Karnataka. Tell us about one of those, one of the changes that you brought about in Karnataka.
Yeah, there are a few things I have done. For example, I'll just mention in a sentence like in the year 2018-19, we implemented crop loan waiver for the whole state of Karnataka. Around 25,000 crore rupees were scheduled. Ultimately, we ended up paying to the farmer as a loan waiver 15,000 crore. So the IT systems and all saved around 10,000 crore. But I like to mention more particularly another project which I have done, which is, I would say that people feel a lot of harassment across the world, if I would say, which is like the citizen service delivery. When you need something from the government or from the administration, you have to go through a lot of process. Let it be visa, let it be anything. Each one of us have our own travails with that. So one of the projects which I have done is making available, for example, when people apply for any government job or any other admissions, etc. Caste, income, and residence certificate tends to be the core requirement for a large number of people. For example, I can just tell the dimension of the issue. Every year, about 2 crore certificates used to get issued in Karnataka alone. And people used to, stand in queues, apply, etc., and then go through a process of 2-3 weeks of wait. And then you pay bribes and all that. So then the project, what it basically did was, we had the data of each of the citizen. Okay, every government has all the data, but what tends to happen, the data available in different parts of the government don't talk to each other. So the citizen gets to run around to get, even like when you apply for driving license, we'll say give your identity proof, even though the government already has in a different silo your ID itself. So what this project basically did, since these 2 crore certificates were getting issued and people were getting harassed, corruption was there, delays were there, misuse was there, people would end up getting multiple caste income certificates depending upon what they want if they pay the bribe. And so what this system has done is basically we spent about 6 months time, went house to each and every house in Karnataka, and through a verification we created a repository of caste, income, and residence certificate of everybody and put it online for anybody to print sitting anywhere across Karnataka.
Nice.
It's like, imagine a person, for better correlation, imagine every person who is born automatically gets his passport issued by the government. You just click in and download it any moment. It's something like that, which most of the listeners will correlate better. So caste, income, residence certificates, which traditionally people had to go around, bribe, etc., crores were getting issued. and the government staff was also spending an unnecessary amount of time. We took this effort in about a year's time, created the repository and made it available. Now, every day about 1 lakh people sitting at home or going to a cyber cafe are downloading it and using it. I believe at the core, this project is what I believe is the holy grail of citizen service delivery. What citizen needs from the government should be made available within the government for the citizen to download at any point of time, the moment he needs it. Generally, the citizen service delivery tends to happen in what way is, once a citizen applies for a particular delivery of service from the government, then the processing starts. So the idea is to keep the service ready for delivery even before the citizen asks, and he can click the button and just print the thing. So I believe that is a way forward for all the citizen service deliveries. I've been particularly happy with this one project.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It's a lot of challenges in this space. Very, very different from what the things that we learned during our BTech, MTech, and the real life challenges are very different. But I'm pretty sure that the life at IIT prepared you for the life ahead. Do you think so? Like, how did IIT, you think, prepared you for the challenges in your career?
So one thing I can surely correlate and tell, and each one of us, I'm very sure, correlate to the way IIT celebrated excellence and way we all celebrated excellence is a trait which is universally positive, I would say. IIT taught me to celebrate excellence and strive for excellence in everything and anything we do. And we could see in front of us such great people among our own batches, plus minus other IITians who were there, and some of them have gone on to do such great stuff in life that it is inspirational for each one of us. So IIT has definitely taught me to celebrate and strive for excellence in everything. And it gives you, I would say, a very objective way of looking at things. Somehow the way the IIT institution is built. So that, even though the real world creates a lot of fuzziness, a lot of complexities, but that clarity of, what is right, what is good in midst of the whole confusion and all fuzziness is something which is an extremely valuable lesson which we can retain. To put it differently, the IIT teaches each one of us the good old values of hard work, and I would say striving for excellence in honest, straight way, and that pays. That lessons are, forever.
That is true. And I think the 4 years of hostel life, academic life, like we went through all kinds of ups and downs, but I think we learned to just persist through it. Things take care of themselves eventually. Right?
Yeah, sure.
And I was just like looking at the way you took what was historically done with paper and tried to make it very comprehensive and completely online and everything. And that is a very engineer approach. So I'm sure that something at the back of your mind was driving towards that systematic, comprehensive way.
I would put it in this way. I think we all engineers try to put a handle to even real life things. If we can't put a handle, we are not happy. So, so you can do some A plus B equal to C kind of a thing. Then we are very comfortable. So we do add a lot in our own ways.
That is true. What advice would you give to today's students on how to maximize your experience in your 4 years at IIT?
I would put in this way that IIT is an invaluable experience, and relish that, stay there. It's really something you look back and always enjoy, no matter what. Having said that, please find time to, it's a big statement to make, find time to discover yourself while in IIT, because I feel it offers all kind of opportunities in terms of dreaming, at least. It's not a very single dimensional institute. It is not. So don't look at IIT as just a mere technology institute of technology. Look at it some way which gives you a platform to look at different parts, discover yourself, and then go for it like you went for IIT and came into IIT. And there are lots of avenues which are there, and please use that time. One of our guys, one batch junior went on to become film director. Chichore he made, so on and so forth. So world is extremely rich now. richer than it was 20, 25 years ago. So use the time and just give it your all is what I'll.
That is true. Good advice. Now some fun questions. What was your
Yeah.
favorite pastime at IIT?
It may not sound to you like that, but I would definitely, I loved the Lukhagiri of IIT. Absolutely. I really look back and enjoy me and Pittu talking, in the room till 3 in the morning on some useless items, which was a joke of the batch, like particularly Bahal used to pull our leg, and literally we used to discuss such things like, उसने ऐसा क्यों किया, उसने ऐसा देखा, मुझको क्यों देखा, खुन्नस में देखा, प्यार से देखा, literally we used to spend our night doing all these kind of things, and I loved each part of it. That time both our grades hit the rock bottom, but I mean that was fun actually.
But that is so true. Like now when I look back, some of the conversations that still I remember are the ones that at the time we thought were useless, but they're actually the more valuable ones later on, which is pretty fun.
Yeah.
What's your favorite restaurant back in college days?
See, I used to, more go to Shetty's. I don't know if it's still around, next to our this open air theater near their place. So every day I used to go there, and I really loved it because I'm absolutely a night bird even now. So 2, 3 o'clock outside IIT restaurants will generally shut down. I have caught up with outside restaurants mostly when I have had a night out and morning 6 o'clock I went straight for an idli. That was most of the time. That is the way I hit the restaurants in front of the IIT. Otherwise, Shetty's was the thing for me and my group.
That is true.
I loved it.
Lots of memories at Shetty's.
Yeah.
Which inter-hostel competition still brings smiles to your face?
To be very frank, I loved Gali fight. So, when we joined, you may remember the intra-hostel Gali fight was really, it was like a thing I would really look forward to. And I was one foolish kind of a guy, very staid, not really the kind who would lead the Gali fight, but I absolutely enjoyed it. And Bell was really definitely way ahead of me and many of others. And I remember Chuchi was there, it was, his galis were really so creative. I remember some of them even now. It was really, mind blowing. I really loved it. I wish there were more of it after some time, things started becoming more formal or less informal. We even had a gully fight. I remember after winning our social in the first year, if you remember, H10 was shouting H8 keep hardly zigzag, zigzag, It was fun. Great.
Sounds good. Hey, that was awesome, Munish, to catch up with you. Definitely, like great lessons, and thank you so much for sharing your
pleasure.
The rest of the batch.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot and look forward to meeting people virtually and really also next year perhaps, and hearing from a lot of them.
Yes, so we are the virtual
nice catching up
this December 26th, and we have a WhatsApp group with about 120 odd people, and more are joining right now. And we hopefully will have the physical reunion next year, year 2021, when COVID goes down. So
I believe it will, and we'll have a real union next year, I believe.
Yep. We're counting on you to get India back in shape.
All of us are working. Thank you.
All right. Thank you and good night.
Good night.